Hello everyone, welcome to our today's lesson on equations with brackets. Right, so with today now, we kept talking about bandmass inverse operations, right? But we only really care about addition and subtraction before multiplication division. Whenever we see brackets, we want to get rid of brackets first. Right, so you can see here, our goal of everything is always to get rid of everything first, and then we're only working with adding, subtracting, and then multiplying, dividing. So we add an extra step here. Right, so again, those four down here, those four steps is just the classic, oh, we add and subtract first, isolate, yada yada yada. This top one is what we did last lesson, where we get rid of decimals and fractions. So now our today's step is let's just get rid of all the brackets as well while we add it. Okay, so let's take our first question here. Right? So we can do it either two ways. We can either one, expand everything out, or multiply everything out, or two, divide by the bracket coefficient. Whichever one is easier. Or whatever you want. So first method, let's try expand everything out. Right, so remember flying arrows, this coefficient gets multiplied to everything inside a bracket. Business as usual from there. Do adding and subtracting first. And then dividing. Okay, so we could do that, or divide the coefficient away. So we can divide everything by 4 here. Right, because if we do that, right, a plus 3, the bracket here, pretty much doesn't disappear per se, but this just becomes 1 times a plus 3, which, we don't have to really write that because it's just 1 times that number. Right, 4 divided by 4 is 10. And from there, it's to minus 3, and a is also 7. Right, so as you can see here, if we just divide the coefficient away from the bracket, it's a one less step. Right, but again, it doesn't always work. Right, it's not always faster. Okay, next one. Once again, let's expand everything first. Negative 5 times b is negative 5b. Negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. So 20. Isolate this guy. Divide by this guy. B is negative 3. Okay. Or alternatively, we divide everything by by negative 5 here to get rid of this bracket, right? We'll also not get rid of those things. B minus 1 remaining. 20 divided by negative 5 is negative 4. Plus 1, b is negative 3. That's it, done. Alright, okie dokes. Alright, let's get going. So now here, I really see why we want to multiply or divide everything first. Right, so in this case, again, want to get rid of all the fractions first. Alright, so there are two ways to go about this. First one is to split them up. Alright, so remember, when we split them up, numerator gets split up because that's the one with operations. The denominator stays the same for all the numerators here. Right, because you can think of this, right? This is the same thing as 2x plus 1 divided by 3. Right, so it's everything inside this bracket getting divided by 3. Right, because that's the whole thing over 3. So that's why we can do, right, flying arrows again, right? That's why we can do 2x divided by 3, and then 1 divided by 3 here. Okay, lowest common multiple is 6, oh, not 6, sorry, 3. Everything can be multiplied by 3. I equals to 18. Subtract 1. Divide by 2. Okay, not divisible, so we'll just leave it like that. Okay, and alternatively, you can just skip all that step and just multiply everything by 3 to begin with. Right, because from there, we go straight to 2x plus 1. We don't have to split everything up. We just get rid of the fraction right away. Right, and then the same steps. Okay, you can leave as improper, it's not divisible. Okay, that's it. So as you can see here, all we were trying to do as mathematicians, get rid of brackets, get rid of decimals, get rid of fractions, just so it's easier for us to work with. Again, completely optional. You can just brute force through everything, but it's, personally, I find it a bit easier. Okay, so let's try some more problems. So the two rectangles have the same parameter, and find the value of x. So remember, what's parameter of rectangle? Right, the parameter of rectangle is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Right, parameter is just the length of all the sides added up together. So in this case, say take the first rectangle, just 6x here, 6x here, right? So it's just 2x plus 6x plus 2x plus 6x. So it's 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay, so let's check the rectangles here. Let's say we got rectangle A. 2 times the length, which is 6x. That just doesn't really matter which one you do, length or width. Plus 2 times the width, which is 2x here. But generally, width is the shorter one, length is the longer one. Rectangle B. 2 times the length, which is this, 2x plus 2. And then the width is 3x plus 1. Okay, and now they have the same parameter, which means that those two should equal to each other. Okay, so which means that all of this is equal to each other, both rectangle parameters. Okay, let's expand everything out. Right? So 2 and 6, 2 times 6, and then 2 times 2. So expanding this is 6x plus 4, and then 6x plus 2. Okay, let's combine the like terms. So we got like terms on the left side, which is those two. Like terms on the right side, which is those fellas. 16x equals to 12x plus 6. Okay. Alright, so 16x, 12x, and 6. Isolate the x onto one side. 4x equals to 6. Do everything by 4. X is 6 over 4. And of course, it can be reduced to 3 over 2. Okay, that's it. Of course, we're going to double check for fun. Alright, 2 times 3 over 2 is 3. 6 times 3 over 2 is 9. Here. 3 times 3 over 2 plus 1. That's 11 over 2. Plus 2. 13 over 2. Right? That's so the parameter of the first one, right, is 24. Right? Because it's 2 times 9, or 2 times 3, plus 2 times 9. 2 times 9. Right, 6 plus 18 is 24. The second one here, right, 11 over 2 times 2, plus 13 over 2 times 2. Those cancel out to get 24 also. Okay, check. Double checked. Oh, sorry, I covered all of it. There we go. Right, double checked. All right, good luck. That's all. Good luck extending stuff. Let's try it. First step, get rid of fractions or brackets. But generally, we can get rid of fractions first. That's probably easier. But I will do both ways anyways. So let's just try the expanding way first. Expand everything out. 4 and 8 reduce to 1 and 2, so 2x. 4 and 4 canceled out, plus 1. 2 and 4 cancels out, 1 and 2. 2 and 8 cancels out, 1 and 4. Remember, it's plus here, right? It's negative. Scooch the x's around, so we can move the x to the left side, and then the numbers to the right side. So this becomes 4x here. And let me move this down a bit so it's a bit more clear. Becomes 4x. 4 minus 1 plus 17 is 20. Oh, look at that, that's convenient. X is 5. Right? Of course, we can just multiply everything by 4. Right? Because we notice our fractions here over 4 and over 2. Let's count multiple of those as 4. So we can multiply everything by 4 here. Right? So the first one just becomes 1. Because if this multiplied by 4, the 4 cancels out. Minus 17 times the 4, which is 68. 1 over 2 times 4 is 2, right? 1 over 2. So this becomes equals to negative, well, I should not skip steps. Expand it out. I might as well just do this operation real quick. 4 minus 68. 64. Minus 64. Right, this expanded out. Right, so in this question, we actually had to do a bit more steps here. Oh, that's what I was missing. Aha, negative 2 times negative 8 is plus 16. So x is 5. Also, x divided both sides by 16. Right, it was nice because when we expanded it, right, it was nice numbers here. Because if you can imagine, if this is 1 over 3 times this, you're going to have to work with fractions again, which you don't want to deal with. Alright, Oliver, here's the big one. Okay, so we can expand it if you want, but personally, I will hate to expand everything. So let's find a lowest common multiple. What do we have? Oh. Got over 4 over 2, 3, 6. So a lowest common multiple of 4, 2, 3, 6. Right, the number that it can all multiply into. Right, for those keen-eyed viewers here, right, they're all factors of 12. So we can multiply everything by 12. Right, so 3 over 4 times 12, reduced down to 9. 1 over 2 times 12, right, becomes 6. 2 over 3 times 12, reduced down to 4. So negative 8, right? Well, remember the negative sign here. 5 over 6 times 12, reduced to 2. So it's 10. Okay, gotta expand them all. 24x minus 18, negative 8x plus 40, 10x minus 20. Combining like terms, we got x here on the other side, constants on the left, constants on the right. Minus 9 plus 24. 15, 9 plus, or 9 minus 18 is minus 9. Minus 8 plus 10 is 2. 40 minus 20 is 20. Okay, we get minus 2x here, plus the 9 here. 13x equals to something went wrong here. Oh man! Oh no! Yep, that's a mistake right there. Be careful here. Negative 8 times plus 5 is negative 40. Something didn't look right. Look at that. Make mistakes all the time too. That's alright. That's something you catch beforehand. Because that x felt too small. Alright, and then so this should be minus 16 instead. Ah, there we go. So this gets us negative 51. So x divided both sides by negative 13. Just negative 51 over 13 cannot be reduced, so we leave it like that. Oh, there we go. That's it. Oh man, that was a long one. For questions like this, always make sure to double check the calculator. Right, just plug that in and then see if you get the same answer. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if you didn't remember anything we talked about from past lessons, always remember, get rid of fractions, get rid of brackets, get rid of decimals, and then just do everything you always do, right? The whole adding first and then multiplying, dividing. Okay, that's all. Good luck practicing.